In the world of boxing, few matchups carry the weight of a rematch born from controversy, and the brewing saga between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. is no exception. Their first encounter left fans, analysts, and the fighters themselves divided, with a majority draw that sparked heated debates across social media, gyms, and sports bars. The stage is set for a second showdown, but the road to get there has been anything but smooth. As tensions rise, accusations fly, and training camps intensify, this rematch is shaping up to be more than just a fight. It's a battle of pride, redemption, and legacy in a sport where every punch carries a story. The first fight between Davis and Roach was a clash that defied expectations. Davis, known for his devastating knockout power, entered as the favorite, a lightweight juggernaut with a record that boasts only 2 opponents surviving the final bell out of his 30 professional fights. His ability to end fights with pinpoint accuracy and explosive force has made him one of boxing's most feared finishers. Only German Mraz, in Davis's 9th pro fight, and Isaac Cruz, in a grueling 12-round war, have managed to go the distance against him. Everyone else has fallen to his power. Roach, on the other hand, was seen as a skilled but underestimated contender, a technical fighter with a reputation for grit and heart, but not necessarily the kind of name to challenge a star like Davis. Yet, when they stepped into the ring, Roach flipped the script. Roach, a Washington, D.C. native, came from a similar boxing ecosystem as Davis, growing up in the same gritty, competitive circles. He wasn't just another opponent. He was someone who knew Davis, who had been around him for years, and who understood the nuances of his style. This familiarity made the fight unique from the start. Roach didn't come to play around or merely survive. He came to win. He boxed smart, controlled the tempo, and made Davis miss in ways few others have. The defining moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee, a moment that ignited controversy. The referee didn't score it as a knockdown, and Davis later claimed grease had gotten into his eye, causing him to pause. Fans and analysts weren't convinced. Many believed Roach deserved the nod for that moment alone, as the footage showed Davis going down without taking a clean shot. The fight ended in a majority draw. One judge scored it even, while the other 2 leaned slightly toward Davis, but the optics were brutal. Roach, the underdog, had made the hometown hero look vulnerable. The aftermath was chaotic. Roach was vocal, insisting he won the fight and deserved the victory. He pointed to the 9th round incident as proof of his dominance, arguing that the referee's decision not to call a knockdown robbed him of a clear win. Social media erupted, with fans split down the middle. Some saw Davis's survival as a testament to his resilience, while others felt Roach had been cheated out of a career-defining upset. The judges' scorecards, which failed to reflect a 10-8 round for Roach despite his strong moments, only fueled the fire. Roach left the ring not angry but focused, determined to force Davis back into the squared circle to settle the score. Davis, meanwhile, stayed relatively quiet, letting the controversy simmer while he prepared for his next move. Fast forward to the present, and the rematch has become one of the most anticipated fights in the lightweight division. But it's not without complications. Roach has been relentless in his campaign to secure the fight, using every platform available, interviews, podcasts, social media, to call out Davis and keep the pressure on. He's accused Davis of stalling, suggesting that the champion is hesitant to sign the contract because of what happened in their first encounter. In a recent post, Roach wrote, "Buddy, know damn well I ain't mess around like that. He gassing y'all up just to justify why he ain't do his part of the deal yet. He really might pull out of the fight. Stay tuned." The words were a direct shot, implying that Davis might be looking for a way out, perhaps even pulling a Ryan Garcia by citing personal reasons to avoid the rematch. Garcia, who famously withdrew from a fight in the past due to mental health concerns, became a reference point for Roach, who seems convinced that Davis is scared, not of the fight itself, but of the embarrassment of losing. Davis, for his part, has been uncharacteristically silent on the matter. Known for his brash personality and quick-witted social media presence, he's deleted posts related to Roach and avoided engaging in the back and forth. This silence has only amplified speculation. Is he strategizing, letting Roach talk himself into oblivion? Or is there something deeper at play? Doubts, distractions, or even a shift in focus to other potential fights? Rumors of an exhibition match with Jake Paul, the YouTuber-turned-boxer who competes at cruiserweight, have surfaced, much to the chagrin of purists who see it as a sideshow compared to the real challenge Roach presents. Roach has seized on this, framing Davis's interest in Paul as proof that he's avoiding the rematch. He'd rather fight a YouTuber than run it back with someone who embarrassed him, Roach said in a recent interview, his words dripping with disdain. Inside the gym, however, Davis appears to be locked in. Reports from his camp suggest a renewed focus, a fighter awakened by the draw that tarnished his invincible aura. Sparring partners and trainers have noted a shift in his approach. He's working on footwork, defense, and counters, anticipating a more confident and aggressive Roach. One trainer close to the camp said, "He's serious again. That draw woke him up. You can't coast at this level." Another insider emphasized that Davis isn't just relying on his trademark power this time. The team is drilling movement and timing, knowing that Roach will come prepared to exploit any mistakes. Cruz, who has been training alongside Davis in preparation for the rematch, echoed this sentiment. Cruz, who went 12 rounds with Davis in 2021 and lost a unanimous decision, said, "Tank looks more focused now. He's hunting something down. He's not playing." Cruz's presence in camp is strategic. Having faced Davis before, he's not just there as a sparring partner. He's studying, watching for adjustments, and preparing for his own shot at redemption should the opportunity arise. Cruz himself is a fascinating subplot in this saga. After his loss to Davis, he moved up to super lightweight, capturing the WBA title by stopping Rolando Romero in a dominant performance. But he lost the belt in his next fight against Jose Valenzuela, a setback that only intensified his desire for a rematch with Davis. Training alongside the man who beat him is less about camaraderie and more about reconnaissance. Cruz wants to know exactly what kind of shape Davis is in, what adjustments he's making, and how to counter them if they meet again. "This time, I break him," Cruz said in a recent interview, his confidence unshaken by their previous encounter. His presence in camp adds another layer of intrigue, as he watches both Davis and Roach closely, waiting for his chance to re-enter the spotlight. Roach, meanwhile, is leaving nothing to chance. His strategy for the rematch is clear: relentless pressure from the opening bell. He plans to walk Davis down, pin him to the ropes, and unleash combinations that leave no room for the champion to settle into a rhythm. In their first fight, Roach showcased his technical prowess, using angles and movement to frustrate Davis. This time, he's doubling down on aggression, believing that Davis's slick defensive style will crumble under constant attack. "I'm the total package," Roach said on a podcast. He doubts himself sometimes, but I'm a competitor, and I know I'm the best. He's also not letting the grease in the eye excuse slide. Roach has mocked the claim repeatedly, insisting that Davis took a knee because he was hurt, not because of some external factor. "There'll be no excuses this time," he said, his words carrying the weight of a fighter who believes he's already won once. The psychological warfare is in full swing. Roach has been relentless in his public comments, framing Davis as a fighter running from the truth. At Fanatics Fest in New York, he took the stage with a clear mission: make Davis uncomfortable. When asked about the rematch, he didn't mince words. "Lay off the grease, Tank, so you actually feel my jab," he said, drawing laughs from the crowd but maintaining a steely focus. He referenced the ninth-round moment again, describing how Davis wiped his eye after every clean shot, as if trying to shake off the impact. "It was corresponding to which hand I punched him with," Roach said, breaking down the moment with surgical precision. For him, that night wasn't just a draw, it was a statement. He saw fear in Davis's eyes, and he's determined to see it again. The boxing world is divided on who has the edge. Some, like former champion Tony Bellew, believe Davis will figure Roach out in the rematch. "Tank's one of the best-thinking fighters in the world," Bellew said in April. "He's exceptional, but he lets the outside noise affect him. If he locks in, he wins." Bellew acknowledged Roach's skill, noting that the draw as the away fighter was a testament to his performance, but he still picked Davis to come out on top if he's mentally focused. Others aren't so sure. The first fight exposed cracks in Davis's armor, moments where he looked human, beatable, even rattled. Roach's ability to control the pace and land clean shots gave him a blueprint, one he's clearly refining for the rematch. The delay in finalizing the fight has only added fuel to the fire. Whispers of an August 16th date have surfaced, but with no official announcement, Roach continues to push the narrative that Davis is ducking him. He's pointed to Davis's limited activity, only 6 fights since 2020, including a knockout win over Frank Martin in 2024, as evidence that the champion is picking and choosing his moments. Legal troubles and personal distractions have plagued Davis in recent years, pulling him away from the ring and raising questions about his commitment. For fans, this rematch is a litmus test. If Davis is still the fighter who demolished Leo Santa Cruz and Mario Barrios, he'll take this fight and make a statement. If he's hesitant, if he's questioning himself, Roach is ready to exploit it. The stakes couldn't be higher. For Davis, it's about redemption, proving that the draw was a fluke and reasserting his dominance in a division filled with hungry contenders. For Roach, it's about clarity, proving that he's not just a technical fighter but a legitimate threat who can dethrone a star. And for Cruz, watching from the sidelines, it's about positioning himself for the next big opportunity. The drama is unfolding in real time, with social media posts, interviews, and gym reports keeping the tension alive. Until the contract is signed and the bell rings, the questions will linger. Can Davis silence his doubters? Can Roach finish what he started? And will Cruz get his shot at revenge? One thing is certain, this rematch, if it happens, will be a war, and the boxing world is watching closely.